Hello, I'm Blake. Welcome back to the Stanley Parable. Yeah, there's apparently a bunch of different ways to end the game, but I apparently didn't find one yet. So yeah, I think there's a few different endings, but I didn't find one yet. So this episode, we're probably gonna try and do as many as I possibly can, which I have no idea. Oh my god, I just noticed the screenception right here. That's pretty neat. I like that. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Okay, anyway, we're gonna try and find some endings, and yeah, hopefully it'll be entertaining for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's begin the game now. What? All right.
This is the story.
We're gonna skip because we've already heard that. Okay. Let's try and do an ending. Okay. We'll do something that I didn't do last time.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I can't remember what we did last time. You know, it's been a week.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, God. We went right last time because we're fucking awesome, obviously. And I want to again, but it's... whatever. It's eating me up on the inside that I went to this way. Hello, everybody. Oh, wait, no, I did go this way last time. Fuck!
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah, I did go this way last time, so we're gonna do the opposite of what we did last time. Starting now.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Yes, I did. Okay. The boss office is upstairs.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What's this? Wait. The homeless guy lives here.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
I've been here.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
It seemed kind of creepy.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't
I'm just fucking crazy.
And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still
Why is there a car in here?
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whoa, hey, whoa, hey!
He imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared.
What the fuck is going on?
Fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing?
I asked that before.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
It's so weird.
I thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams. The truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak,
I'm crazy.
was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself...
I don't want to be Asian! I don't want to be Asian!
He
Stop!
felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
It's fucked up, man.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I have to fart. I'm Asian again. Stop. Okay, now I'm not Asian.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley.
God.
I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
Shut the fuck up.
I must be Canadian.
I'm seeing red. I'm seeing red. I'm gonna kill bitches. I'm gonna kill bitches. What?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
I'm Stanley.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
I could be alive too.
Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
Okay, let's do a little rundown here. This bitch of a woman sees a person laying on the ground, and she stares at him and contemplates how good life is. Meanwhile, I'm probably dying, gargling my own fucking blood while she's just chilling there, not calling an ambulance. Mariella, you're a bitch. Let's get back to the game.
What is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people...
Let's do this again. She starts feeling better after seeing a guy most likely dead on the ground. She's feeling good about herself. Okay, whatever. And then she feels like shit because there's going to be a meeting. Oh, God, that makes no sense.
Whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Let's do this again. She doesn't call for help. She starts hating her life because of the fucking meeting. And she runs away. Mariella, you're the worst person on the fucking planet. What happened? Is that... Okay, that was one of the endings, I believe. Great, we found one. We'll do another.